Why are cocaine addicts so moody? If you know a cocaine addict or somebody who's using cocaine, they are very moody individuals. They go very angry. They go in just enraged temper. 2 minutes later, all of a sudden, they are just on top of the world. They're amazing. They're charismatic. They're going to conquer the world. They want to tell you all these wonderful ideas. They are so engaging and they just suck you in with this huge, big, just mood personality. But then all of a sudden, they go to angry again. Why is this mood just a constant fluctuation with coke addicts? Well, here's why. If you're new to the channel, hit the like and subscribe button. First thing is when you do cocaine is it hits your brain, and guess what? In about a minute, 2 minutes, your dopamine receptors go off the chart and your serotonin receptors. Serotonin is the neurotransmitter that really controls your mood. It stabilizes temper and all of that. Your brain starts to produce a ton of serotonin. Also dopamine, which is that feel-good chemical, your brain produces a ton of dopamine. And guess what? You feel great. And your mood is very controlled now all of a sudden. The more the serotonin that your brain is producing, guess what? You have full control over your mood. Your mood is perfect. Well, your brain realizes that it's produced too much of this. So what does your brain do? It stops the production. And it doesn't slow down the production. It's not like it goes from 100 to 75 to 50 to 25 and you gradually come down. It goes from 0 to 100 and it goes from 100 to 0, and that goes really quick. And that's why you can literally see this slide with people who are cocaine addicts that, man, for that 15 minutes that they are high on cocaine, once it's hit their system, man, they have the big mood energy. They are just on top of the world. And you'll notice that their talking and their vocabulary and just their energy is slowly getting sucked away from them towards the end of that about 15 minutes, to the point that all of a sudden they're not mentally there. They are mentally removed. They are literally, we're going through our head of what can we do to get high again? What can we do to use again? You get angry because your serotonin's cut off. You can't regulate your mood all of a sudden. So it's very common for people to get very snappy, very angry, very moody. To lash out at others because it's very frustrating. Like, let's face it, you're going through depression now. All of a sudden, you're going through anger and uncontrolled moods, and people are now just pissing you off because all you want to do is get that high back. And if you're not using, you're not going to get that high back all of a sudden. And the dangerous side of this is it creates a lot of tolerances for what it takes for your brain to start producing these chemicals that it once produced naturally, because a substance like this is so powerful that your brain's never produced anything like this before. And now all of a sudden it is. So for your brain to get normal again is a fight and is a battle, and that's part of the sobriety side of it. But this is what makes people so moody when it comes to cocaine abuse, and it comes to stimulant abuse. It literally has to do with the dopamine gets shut off. You have this hole and emptiness inside your chest. This sadness takes over, this depression takes over, and you cannot control the mood because of the serotonin side of it. And you'll see a lot of this, people struggling with this as they go through sobriety, especially, and getting sober from stimulants, of this huge up and down fluctuation, because their brain's trying to level itself out, and it can take a long time for it to. I mean, again, I was doing 1 to 2 A-balls of coke a day. This was my obsession drug. It took me well over a year for my brain to finally stabilize out. And that's why I think it's so important to share, because a lot of people don't realize how much of a struggle it is for our brain to get normal again. We get sober and we think in a couple months, everything's going to be back to normal, and it doesn't work that way. Sometimes it's a longer process than that. If you're new to this channel, I mean, hit the like and follow button, comment down below, because I think that's the biggest key is sharing your experiences with us, sharing your struggles with us, and letting other people know that, yes, it is a struggle, and when you do get sober, it doesn't go back to normal right away. And that's one of the biggest things is, I know a lot of people who have relapsed because of depression, a lot of people who have relapsed because of mood, a lot of people that have relapsed because of loneliness. I mean, there's a lot of reasons we come up with in our own head to relapse. And some of these, again, is a struggle and it is a battle, but tell you what, it's better one day at a time. It really does get better. It took me a long time for it to get better, but it does eventually get better. And it's finding your path to sobriety, whether it's rehab, inpatient, outpatient rehab, whatever it might be, but constantly fighting and putting all the energy into your sobriety that you once put into your addiction. And for the ones that are going through this right now, I do believe in you. It is a battle. It is a challenge, but it's one that you can win. It's one that's worth it. So don't give up and keep going at it. And I promise you, one day at a time, one day you're going to notice that it's getting better and it's staying better. You got this.